Tombstone, Arizona Territory, May 10, 1885. The trial of Winnie Joe was in its last day. All that was lacking was the verdict.
Never took me this long to tell a man I was grudging against him.
I like to think the jury's on your side, Winnie Joe.
I'm a wolfer. I never knew a man who killed wolves for a living that wasn't grudged against him. Frank, look there. Them Beaumont brothers. Him's the one. He fixed this whole thing up against me.
Can you prove it?
I know it. I know it now. Ain't that enough?
I'm afraid not.
Look at him. Look at him. They want me to be convicted. Them and everybody else.
Winnie Joe, you're getting your trial.
Yeah, that's because you offered to be my lawyer.
I bet he knows. Nobody listens to what he knows.
His lawyer listens.
Yeah, I reckon he does.
Oh, then he must know, too. Winnie Joe must have told him.
A losing lawyer and a convicted man. Who's going to listen to them?
Yeah, but suppose. Just suppose he isn't convicted.
Nobody listens to dead men either. Not even in Tombstone.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die.
Tombstone Territory.
Since the issue was still in doubt, I set up two headlines. Westerby innocent, Westerby guilty. A man who deals in death is bound to be disliked, Clay, even when he only kills wolves.
Well, killing wolves is one thing, but poisoning 400 head of cattle?
You really believe Winnie Joe did that?
I don't want to believe it, no, but it was his poison that killed him. That wolf bait he uses.
But what would he gain by it? There's no sense, no reason, no motive at all.
You sounded like Winnie Joe's lawyer.
Clay, Mr. Clyburn, Frank won his case. Winnie Joe's innocent. He's free.
You know, I always did favor this one. The afternoon of May 11, 1885.
Hello, Frank.
I'm conferring with the client, Sheriff.
Yeah, so your wife told me. I need your help.
I'm sorry, Clay. I'm a real estate lawyer now. I establish legal claims to property in Boot Hill.
Frank, you knew Winnie Joe better than anybody in Tombstone.
Nobody else would bother.
Well, somebody bothered enough to put 3 bullets in his back. Why?
I wish I knew. Do you?
Well, maybe he knew something that he shouldn't have. Something about poisoned cattle.
Maybe so.
And maybe he passed that information on to you?
And that'll put me in danger. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's right.
Well, I don't know. Give me some time to think about it, will you, Sheriff? I'm still pretty upset.
Wait a minute, Frank. Look, that killer isn't going to give you much time to think. If Winnie Joe told you anything important...
I don't know what's important to that killer. Winnie Joe told me many things.
Well, he must have mentioned some names.
He probably did. And a lot of innocent people, too. If I started naming names, I'd make the innocent ones into suspects.
And it might save your life.
What about their life?
All right. But you better leave Tombstone for your own sake. Boot Hill's getting overcrowded.
I'll think about it. No, I can't name names. I just can't play grab bag with personal reputations. I heard the shooting, Sheriff. Who got it?
Frank Calloway.
Oh, he drawing you?
No, he was shot from ambush. Give me a hand, will you?
Ain't quite dead, is he?
No, not yet. Listen, never mind those gloves. Put some pressure on here. Aside.
Ever figured Frank for enemies, did you, Sheriff?
I do now.
Well, reckon one of us ought to tell his wife. I'm going that way.
I'll take care of that as soon as I get him to Doc Cunningham. Now help me get him on the horse.
My husband's been hurt, Clay Hollister. You've no right to keep me here.
If you'll just hold your temper.
You let me by.
Now, wait a minute. Your husband is safe. He's over at the doctor's office. He's out of danger.
He's hurt. He needs me.
He needs you most right here.
I want to see Frank. Oh!
All right, now, Libby. You're going to listen to me.
I will not.
Yes, you will.
Oh.
There's a stage leaving for Tucson in exactly 1 hour. That'll give you time enough to pack and meet...
Tucson?
That's right, and meet Frank down at the stage depot.
Our home is right here in Tombstone.
Frank's home is going to be in Boot Hill unless you leave.
Well, then why don't you start protecting him, Sheriff?
I'm trying to.
How? By sending us to Tucson? Why don't you just send everybody to Tucson?
Libby.
Then you can hand Tombstone to all the killers and outlaws you can't
Libby.
handle. You let me away. I'm going to go see Frank.
Look, Libby, you've got to understand. Frank is safe over in the doctor's office, but the minute he sets foot on the street, bingo.
It's your job to protect him.
It takes time. I'll get the killer, but I don't want to use Frank as bait.
Bait?
That's right. You got to help me keep Frank alive.
Well, I guess I better start packing, huh?
I'll get you tickets. Round trip.
Can I join the party?
No. This time I want to make sure it's going to be right.
Sure, when there's a killing to do, it's my
If
party.
you'd finished, Calloway, this wouldn't be necessary.
You really think it's going to keep him quiet?
It'll help.
Just a moment.
Mrs. Calloway, I got a message for your husband.
What kind of a message? What do you think you're doing?
Hey, you got room for a couple more passengers?
Sure thing, Sheriff. Got to be special nice to people from now on.
It's a new policy.
New for me. I may be looking for another job real soon. Some talk about the railroad coming down this way.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. When's it due to happen?
Might not be long. There's some land buying out west of town. Who's the passengers?
Huh?
Who's the passengers?
Oh, the Callaways, Mr. and Mrs. They're going to Tucson.
I'll be mighty nice to them.
Morning, Harris.
Morning, Clay. Well, say, how's Frank Calloway?
Oh, it's just a shoulder wound. He's going to be all right. What's this I hear about a railroad coming in?
Yeah, great thing for town. I've got a map of the proposed route.
I just heard about it this morning.
Yeah, a lot of people just heard about it this morning, including the man who's supposed to know all and tell all. I imagine the railroad's been trying to keep it quiet till they can buy up the right-of-way they need. The roadbed is going to skirt the town on the north, in this area here.
Well, I thought that was private property.
It was. From what I understand, they've bought this piece on the left and this strip over here on the far right.
Boy, somebody must have made a killing.
Yeah. The Beaumonts. Ben and Cliff, wouldn't you know?
This grazing area right in the middle. It's where the cattle were poisoned.
Mm-hmm. Eddie Cogan's land. Great terrain for a roadbed. Railroads pay the limit for flat land like that.
Well, he could use the money after losing those cattle. Does he know about this?
I don't know. But he will. The epitaph will have it today.
Well, that's funny. The railroad should buy the Beaumont land, not Cogan's. I wonder why. Can I borrow this?
All yours.
Oh, Clay. Oh, Harris. Look, I just found out about that railroad land. You were wrong about it.
Well, it happens. Even to me.
Eddie Cogan doesn't own it. He leases it from the Beaumonts.
Leases it.
That's right. A good long lease. Too long for Cliff and Ben.
Well, I'm afraid I don't follow you.
Well, look. The railroad wants that land real bad, right? The Beaumonts stand to make a fortune if they can sell it. But they can't sell it so long as Cogan has any claim to it.
Well, they can buy him out of his lease.
Or force him out. But there was one thing you were right about, Harris. Winnie Joe didn't have any reason to poison those cattle. The Beaumonts had every reason in the world.
You don't know that. You need evidence.
I'll get it.
How?
Well, I don't know right off. First thing I gotta do is get the Callaways out of this shooting gallery. Libby. Who was it? Tell me.
Clay, I don't know. I don't know.
It's all right now. It's all over.
They said it was a warning for Frank. I don't understand it. I don't know what he means.
I think I do.
Clay, we'll go to Tucson, like you say. Frank and I will go.
You might not have to now. This glove, where did it come from?
It's a man's glove.
Yeah, I know.
The one who was here, he must have left it here. I guess I put up a better fight than I thought.
Sure looks like it. Come on, let's get you to the doctor.
Oh, no, Clay, I'm all right. I just... Oh, Clay, I'm all right, thank you.
I'm not so sure of that.
Yes, I am, really.
You think you're well enough to make a positive identification?
Oh, Clay. Clay, don't ask me to do that, please. Don't ask me any questions about this man. Frank will be killed if I...
The afternoon of May 13, 1885.
What took you so long?
To get my face fixed up. But damn, she's a wildcat. What you did to me.
Yeah, what'd you do to her?
I don't like scratches on my face.
Never mind your face. How is she?
Scared silly. She'll make sure that her husband keeps his mouth shut.
Hold it, Ben. What happened to your face? You cut yourself shaving?
Yeah, my hand slipped.
That's kind of clumsy of you. Now, you're wearing gloves?
Now, Clay, you know you don't wear gloves shaving.
I thought maybe you might.
That ain't Ben's glove.
No, of course it isn't. This glove belongs to the man that ransacked the Calloway house and beat up Mrs. Calloway. A real gentleman.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Try it on. Try it on.
Don't do it, Ben.
You trying to accuse me of something, Hollister?
Well, if the glove fits, yes. If not, I'll offer you a public apology. You better try it on. Hold it. That's far enough. Now, pick up your brother's glove. Gonna need it for evidence. This is the same saw Winnie Joe used. I thought you'd like to know.
How's my brother?
He's dead?
Look, Sheriff. It was Ben's idea fixing those charges. He thought Winnie Joe would be convicted for sure.
Well, he wasn't. He had a pretty good lawyer. You're gonna need a better one.
May 14, 1885. There was another fresh grave on Boot Hill for Ben Beaumont.
Prisoner Clifford Beaumont, age 34, is charged with the murder of Winnie Joe Westerby, the attempted murder of Frank Calloway, and the poisoning of more than 400 head of cattle.
What's the matter?
Oh, I don't know. I could have prevented this whole mess, do you know that?
How?
Winnie Joe insisted that the Beaumonts were mixed up in his case, but I wouldn't listen to him. I didn't even tell Clay about it.
Well, why not?
Principles. I was afraid of accusing innocent people.
Frank, where are you going?
I'm going to take a walk. Give my principles an airing. Do you want anything, honey?
Yes, you and your principles.
The afternoon of May 14.
Howdy, Mr. Calloway.
Oh, hello, Hank.
Now, this here Beaumont fellow, all the complaints they got against him, they're going to have to hang him with a half a dozen ropes.
He's only got one neck.
But they will hang him. I hear they can't even get nobody to defend him. Serves him right.
Not in your own private massacre, Frank?
Clay, who's defending Cliff Beaumont?
Defending him?
His lawyer, who is it?
Oh, I don't know yet. I don't think anybody in town wants anything to do with him.
Hasn't anybody been appointed yet?
No. No good lawyer would want to sit in the same cell with him.
I'll take his case.
Hey, you two'd make a fine pair.
No, I mean it, Clay. I want to defend him.
Let's go over to my office. Fight this out in private. This is the guy that shot you, Frank. You, Winnie Joe, and the devil knows how many other people.
Mm-hmm. Did he confess those shootings?
Well, that's not the point.
No, that's the point. Did he confess?
Well, no, not yet, but there's no doubt.
Well, then why bother with the trial?
What?
No, I mean it, Clay. If everybody's convinced that Cliff Beaumont's guilty, why don't we just walk into a cell right now and kill him?
Now you're talking foolish.
No, I'm not. A trial now would be just a waste of time and money. So why bother?
Well, you know better than I. It's the law.
Exactly. And the law demands a trial. And the law says that a man's innocent until proven guilty. And the law says that every man, rich or poor, bad or good, is entitled to his day in court. Here.
Where are you going?
I'm to see my client.
Not a chance.
Look, Clay. Winnie Joe Westerby was a useless old man. The only things he could do well was lie, hate, and poison wolves. Now, he was accused of something he didn't commit. But if he hadn't had a trial, a fair trial, we never would have known he was innocent.
Well, Cliff Beaumont isn't Winnie Joe. He's the guy that put that bullet in your shoulder, remember? And he stood by while his brother beat your wife.
Sure, I remember. And I hope he hangs for it. But if we have to cheat the law to punish men like Cliff Beaumont, we just better change our ways, that's all. Now, please, Clay, let me have a private...
I'm not going to let you in there alone with him. Somebody's bound to get hurt.
Only if somebody gets out of line. A prisoner has the right to a private conference with his attorney.
All right, Frank.
Hello, Cliff.
What's he doing here?
Let him tell you. I can't.
If you want anything, I'll be in the office.
All right, Galloway, what's this all about?
Well, you needed a lawyer. Nobody else wanted the job. So I volunteered.
You volunteered? Why?
I don't think you'd understand.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'd agree to lose this case, wouldn't you?
No, on the contrary, Beaumont. If I could win your case, I'd be considered the biggest attorney in the West. Now, look, you just settle down and we'll start discussing everything. Now, there's certain things that I think I must demand.
You ain't taking any chances, are you, carrying that gun?
That's right, Beaumont. In my considered opinion, I considered you the lowest form of human life. But I learned in law school that any human being, even one like you, deserves a break in court. Now, if you'll just settle down and stop making things a little different. I guess you asked for this. Clay! Clay! I can't talk to my client in this condition.
Oh, I guess you can. Are you all right?
Oh, I feel better than I felt in days. He made a grab for my gun.
Yeah. You know, if I'd known you had that, I'd never let you back here.
Well, now, nobody could have gotten hurt. That gun isn't loaded.
All right, Counselor, you've had your moment. Conference over?
No. Here, help me get my client up off the floor. He's entitled to some rights, you know. Clay, this doesn't change anything.
Come on, boy.
Good luck on your case. I sure hope you lose.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.